You can see in the slide I have shared. It's in the first slide I'm going to tell you what is the session about today. It's about training and development. That also practical perspective. Theoretical we all know, but practical perspective we should all know that also. We should understand that concept. So today's session's topic is training and development with practical session. And before that, let me introduce to myself. I'm Sangeeta Verma. I've done my MBA with banking and finance. And just in this slide only, you can see at the down of my work experience. You can see as a experience of 2 years as account in charge, 2 years again at the bank remittance head, and 3 years with the principal financial, 2 years as a HOD of the management, 4 years with the export and import company as an operation manager, and now it's sixth year is going to get over. Okay, with the career organization as DCM. Along with that, I'm also working with freelancer at Learnovate. So today's agenda of the session is we should know the concept of training and development, objective and importance of T&D, identifying T&D needs, designing of the training program, methods of training and development, evaluating in a practical perspective, training process outsourcing, and samples, how the training session plans and all are done. So let's begin it. First of all, we all know that human resource development is very important and has become the focus of attention of all the planners, policymakers, governments, administrators. The process of increasing the knowledge, skill, and capabilities of people is very important if we want our human resources to be developed. It's just not that an enterprise wants the human resources to be trained and developed, but a country also wants it, a nation also wants it, and it covers all this part. Okay, whether it is health, nutrition, education, training and research and everything. So now, with the basic concepts of training and development, training is the process of increasing the knowledge and skills for doing a particular job in an organized process by which people learn knowledge and skill. That means we training is a bridging gap. Okay, it helps to bridge the gap between skill, knowledge and attitudes, whereas skill, knowledge at its existing and required. We might have having some certain skills in us, that may be hard skill or soft skill, but to do certain tasks or to perform certain duty and responsibilities, we might need some more skills and knowledge, which is given to us in a form of training to bridge the gap. Employee training is distinct from management training and development. Always remember that. An employee, an individual, when is provided training at a company, is quite different from management training. So training is basically a short process, whereas development is a long term process. Training is systematic and organized, and development is basically converts with utilizing systematic and organized procedures. So, training, you should understand, it's a preliminary knowledge to us, non managerial, that might be technical, that might be attributable, or anything that is given to us to perform the certain task or the assigned task to us, assigned responsibility to us. And development is we acquired certain skills and knowledge to perform one task, and at the other side, we were given more responsibilities, and to confirm that, we keep on updating to us. Development is at every phase. Let's take an example with our personal life also. At our home, if you can say, you can relate much. At home, if certain task is given to us, our parents teach us some of the training. They train us how to do. Like if you say the girls and the boys, I'm not going to discriminate. I'll say boys and girls both are given training of nowadays in a cooking process. You can even how to keep your house properly. So our parents give us. So there is also training and development. When we go to corporate world and practical concepts, we even get a systematic modification in terms of behavior, personality, soft skill, study of behavior, team building, and product branding. So training is that concept, and development is learning the activity which is directed towards future needs rather than present needs. As I said, training is a short-term process, development is a long-term educational process. Training refers to instruction in technical and mechanical problems, and development it refers to psychological, physiological, theoretical, and educational concept, managerial, personnel, and specific job related. So, training is very important to us at every prospective step of our corporate world, because when an employee is trained, it's an alternative to recruiting. It reduces the turnover. An employee's value as a human asset increases, and future leaders are developed. When you are working as a fresher, you are given on job training or whatever training is given to you. After 2 years working with that organization, you acquire so many things and you are promoted, so your development went over there, and to perform the new responsibility you are given certain training. Are you getting my point? So that is the concept of training and development. Can I go to the next slide? What are the objectives of training and development? Why training and this development is very important for human resources? Because it gives it efficiency, means higher level of efficiency is given to us, higher productivity. Training always helps to improve the level of performance. Trained employees perform better work in a given period of time. That is a known fact. If an employee is trained properly provided all the skills and knowledge, the productivity increases, right? Then comes improves quality. In formal training, the best method are standardized and taught to employees. But uniformity of work method and procedures helps to improve the quality of product or service. Suppose you are hired a fresher at your bank for the customer service. That trainee, that particular fresher trainee has been just for 5 to 10 days, might be in a learning phase, right? But after 10 days, certain thing he knows or she knows, and easily they can improve the quality of their task, time taken at their task, communication variation with the customers. So many things comes up, right? So it also improves the quality. Then cost reduction is there, reduced the supervision, less learning period, then employee stability, lesser turnover, okay, lesser turnover and versatility of in operations. In operations means, let's take an example of what you can say, operation manager. Let's take an example of operation manager itself only. You know that what is operation manager's duty? It's operation manager's duty is to make availability and make your the department wise your HR in a very cordial way of working, right? So whatever is lacking in HR, it provide operation manager provides that. Whatever is lacking on the supply chain management, that person provides it. Whatever is lacking in marketing team, operational manager helps in that also. So overall supervision. And when you work with the training and development, what happens is your you will find the different variations in your work, dif- a tremendous quality, tremendous efficiency and stability. Your employees, your human resources will love the job they are doing. That's the one objective of training, right? A combined objective of your training is to retain your HR and make your human resources stable at your organization, efficient, quality given, more productive, and more variations. And then even what happens is like if you see the benefits of training to employees, what happens? Their self confidence increases. They find themselves to be safety in the environment. They adapt to the environment of organization very way wise. New skills can be generated from them, and that adaptability, they adapt themselves over there, and higher earnings. Obviously, when a person is well trained and developed, it affects their earning capacity also. And what's the importance of training and development? Benefits to organization. At the end of the way, it is benefiting to organization and also and the employees also. Benefits the organization, benefits the individual, and benefits the personal and human relation, intra-group, internal group relations. You will find that the environment, the working conditions, the surroundings, organizational exposure is very harmony, and in a every way, in a parallel way of developed position, every time upgraded, updated, and active. Instead of having passive nature, they are active. And even other concepts, and you will find out the morale of employees is increased. They are better with their human relation, means inter department and intra department relations have increased. They are increased with the flexibility. They are flexible. They will understand your organizational situation, and they will mold themselves according to that, because that is the factor where they are learning, right? If you are, suppose if you are an HR manager, sometimes you might have to perform the role of marketing manager also. So if the sudden training and development is given, the phase is provided to you, you are quite comfortably adapting to the situation, and you are ready to help the organization. So these are the basics, importance, and objectives. Now, if you see the factors like why training and development inputs are necessary, the best inputs are skills, knowledge, development, behavior, and ethics. In in a corporate world, generally you will find out people saying there are no ethics, but no, when it comes to the human resources development in your organization, lesser the turnover of employees, higher retention capacity also plays when you have ethics, proper skills to your employees, proper development pays along with development ratio with the promotion, right, to the appropriate employee, the behaviors of their, whether there is inter behavior or intra behavior or external behaviors, and the knowledge they have acquired. So these are the basic inputs of training and development. Till here, any confusion, guys? Can I go to the next slide? Okay. So what are the reasons and benefits? If you see, what are the reasons are, you might have to, you might be needing or having lesser time at your organizational development, and if lesser time, lesser things are consumed, what happens? You are able to provide the best training and development scenario to your employees, your human resources, and promotional and personality development overcomes over there, and even they know how to adapt to the change of the environment. Why to train? Does providing them training means they are insufficient to perform well in the organization? No, it's not that. I just said you on earlier slide that training is like a bridging gap between the knowledge, skills, and technical skills or attitude you know, and you are needed to do the certain task. That is why the training is given to you. Training is about making them Company specific and job specific, yes, as I said it. Always remember, training is not given because you are not skillful. Training is given you to make confident in the skill which is required for the job to be done. Now, initial training is all about orientation of the company, telling them about who we are, means company, and what we do, means the knowledge of company and product, and telling them how you're going to do what we do, like what is the job attribute of the organization and what they are also enrolled and they are going to do it. Why T&D is important? Because training always helps employees to do their current jobs with with lesser time, quality wise, more productive and adaptability way, and development helps the individual handle future responsibilities. Development is always there to handle the future responsibilities. What are the areas of training? Knowledge, technical, social, and techniques. You might be having knowledge, but you don't know how to do it. You know the process of doing, but you have not done it practically. Then the training is needed to you. You are good at the theoretical concept, but technically how that is done, you are little lacking with the software training or other trainings you are given to have a covered area of that. Then social skill means you are little introvert. Now it is important when you are working, you need to have a cordial relation with every certain employee of your company or every colleagues or higher management or lower management. So you are provided a training of the personality development where you become a little bit of extrovert with the way of shyness is removed. Then comes techniques. You might be doing a task, performing a task might take 2 hours to you, but when you are given a training to perform that uh, task with a very specific technique in a half an hour, so now the training is important. So these are the reasons and benefits why we need training in our practical concept. Is, I hope, is understandable to you all till here. Any queries, guys? Any queries? If anything, please come up. If you're not able to speak up, you can write the query. Revert me back. Okay, chalo, then I'll moving to next slide. Now, how the designing of training program is done. In a training program, when it is designed, it is seen that who are the trainees, who are the trainers, whether you need the trainer of your inside organization, departmental heads, or some expert are supposed to be hired. What methods and techniques are used while given training to you? Like marketing training is different, HR training is different, then branding training is different as per organization, as per industry, and as per your corporate sector you are working. Like you can say there's BPO's trainings are different. They make you more audible with the telephonic conversations and all communications. Then comes with the medical training aspect, right? So everywhere training is important. Then comes what should be the level of training, whether you are providing a training to the freshers, middle level, lower level, or middle level or higher level. So training criteria depends on that also, level of training. What principles of learning, what are the will be the different principles of the learning, whether you are going with the lectures, whether you are going with the on job training, or whether you are going with the audio visual concepts, what are that, where to conduct the program, whether the program will be held in your department or in a company's conference room, or it will be exposure one, means going to certain resort. These things are done mostly. The resort is being hired and the training is given, or you are going with the workshop or all that. Then comes the designing concept or the development concept is when done of the program, employees are selected and they are given. So reactions also depends. The pyramid, if you see, When a training is given, reactions like how did participants react to the training, feedback, getting the feedback from them. Learning is there. To what extent did participants improve knowledge and skills? You will see this one when you will find it out in the behavior and the results. Did behavior change as a result of training? What benefits does the organization receive? So this pyramid is also calculated in a very prominent way. Can I go to the next slide? Okay. As per our theoretical knowledge, this is the training process. There are the four phases: the training needs assessment, training design, and training delivery. Training design, we said this one how the training program has been designed. This training delivery, I have made you understand in the pyramid, the evaluation, and the evaluation is the different concepts, right? So even while performing the training and development program, if you see my earlier design pattern, I said you whether it is for new employers, unskilled employers, potential employers, that will be the input. What comes out as output is was in a result motivated and committed employees, skilled employees, or competent output managers. So when you see this pyramid, you will be able to understand all the concepts. Everything comes over there. The freshers, middle level, new employees, or already hired employees, or older employees, right? Results, what benefits the organization receive. So this concept is made you in a practical way understand in a pyramid positions. Till here, any confusion, please come up. Beena, Pooja Joshi, training areas. Very good.
Clear,
So,
ma'am.
okay, training areas will be like if you knowledge. Suppose, Pooja, listen it carefully, okay? Areas of training will be like knowledge. You know, you have a knowledge of writing writing a report of your weekly report of your task done. You know how you have a knowledge, but you have not done it practically. So you feel it little hesitation. So that to make that eradicated, some certain techniques and tips are provided to you where you will write. Whether it will be in a written form, whether you'll be in an email form, or MIS is being given to you, and that it will be trained to you to fill. That comes in a technical skill. You know how to use Excel, but you don't know how to fill MIS report. So you will be trained in that. Then social skill, I mean to say, is sometimes you might have to go and give the your report of weekly report to your team leader verbally, okay, sometimes. So you know how to give, but you are not so audible, you are not so confident, and you get a little bit of nervous. So now the training is required to you so that your personality enhances, right? Then comes techniques like uh, some of them, if they know how to do it, but somewhere they lack it. They are not able to expose it, or the exposure is not to the sectors wise, so they covered the trainings in that areas. Am I clear to you, Pooja Joshi? Am I clear? Please revert
Yes,
back.
ma'am.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Okay, now let's go to the this. What are the methods of training? Like methods of training are various, okay, but we will be seeing, if we go with the theoretical concepts, we go with on the job training and off the job training. But now if you see in a practical perspective concepts, other major concepts are also added over there. Like on the job training, you'll find coaching, committee, assignments, job rotation, job instruction, apprenticeships, and internships, right? And if it is off the job training, What is there? Classroom lectures, audio visual, simulations, then comes vestibular training, case studies, role playing, and programmed instructions. Now, I think coaching, committee, assignment, job rotation, and job instruction might not be required to be theoretically given to you, but if it comes with the apprentice training, it is very important to understand. Okay, this method is used in technical trade and crafts in which a long term period is required to become proficient. Like if you are going to work with the fashion designing company, like if you are working with the fashion designers, you need to have this training, and this training needs years or sometimes 2 years of time period for you to keep on having it on a under a training process. Because in that, what happens, you need to draw, you need to find out the color combination, the texture of the material, and everything. When it comes with the furnitures also, lots of things. And this type of training is apprenticeship training. So this training is little bit of crucial and much more time consuming. It even, like if you'll see, then it needs a certain period of time where you become, like you can take an examples of carpentry, electricians, plumbing, right? These people, they do not just get a training for 1 month or 2 months and they are expert. No, years and years of time has been consumed with them. You will find the craft way, the paintings, fashion designers, interior designers, right? So this training is for basically for them. But if it comes with the marketing, advertising agency, this training is also required over there. Because finding the quotations, putting the pictures, color combination, who are going to be work, what will be the dialogues consumers, this all comes over there. Then comes internship. We are quite aware of it. You complete your education, or on the way process of your education, you go for practical knowledge of the things which you are learning theoretically, right? So that is on the job training concept. Now when it comes to the off the job training, classroom lectures, audio visual, simulations, vestibular training, case studies, role playing are much more understandable to us in a theoretical concepts and even in practical concepts also sometimes. Now role playing and programmed instructions are all based on, mostly based on a practical way. Role playing, suppose you're working in an organization as a marketing in charge. You were working, you were quite good in that, now you have been promoted to marketing manager. You will be under the process of training when you will be performing the role of marketing manager or programmed instructors. Programmed instructors are mostly for IT fields people. That is like those who know how to mend the softwares and build the softwares, laptop, mobiles, and different electronic gadgets ones. How they service it. So they are always on a training process. Now let's play our major concepts on what are the different other way of others training concepts. So over here I'm minimizing the theoretical ones, and let's see. Others will be like, if you see on the job orientation training, job instruction training, appearance training, internship and assistantship training, job rotation and coaching. Of the jobs are lecture and special study, conference and discussions, case studies, group discussion, role playing simulations, programmed instructions, and laboratory training. Don't forget, laboratory training is also very crucial one. Those who are in the medical industry. Now comes others like computer based training, distance and internet based training, action learning. Action learning is like they put you in an organization, you are sometimes knowingly or unknowingly, you are made to jump in a action for certain task, for certain conflicts, and you learn during that process. Then job rotation, management games. Management games are the tremendous ones to provide you the training. University related programs and outside seminars. So these are the other methods of training which these days corporate world people are following, because degree wise and somewhere in with the internship certain practical knowledge is acquired, but when you actually jump to the corporate world, these trainings are very important, so they keep it in a very focused way. Am I clear to this one? So let's go to the next slide. You'll find over here I have given you the criteria of what are the different ways. So you can see I'm just showing you the samples, okay? What are they? Job rotation, then apprentice trainings, mattress boxes trainings. This is audio visual training, lectures, and internship training. Now, how the training has been evaluated? Training is always evaluated with a pyramid way of things. First, when the training is given, they try to find out what are your reactions to the training, whether you like the training or it was satisfactory or not to the level. What did you learn from that training? Then transfer is like you will be transferred from one department to other, and you will like whatever training was given to you for new department, over there you will be, they will observe you. And then results, how satisfied, how good, what are the different things you changed, whether you were taking less time than earlier, how productive you were, all this will be seen. Now the assessment of training need is always important, remember that. Why it is? Because every time with the new concepts, new training methods, you need to give a training to your human resources, or the organization is supposed to give us training. So what are they? Job and related tasks that needs to be learned. Over there, the assessment is done by the organization. HR manager does on the behalf of organization and its goals and objective. They will even see the whether after the training, after the development given to you, you were able to fulfill the job goal and objective of the organization along with the designation which you have been given. Then comes with the competency and the skill that are needed to perform the job. They will try to find out how good you are that. HR manager does it on the behalf of organization, and higher management even does it with the employees. And HR managers are also always under the training and development process. They are always on training. Remember that if you are working as an HR, your core stream of organization is on HR, you will be under the training every now and then. So individual who are to be trained, you will be able to find out with the assessment process that now who are more in the need of the training, whether the earliest one, the freshers one, or the extended ones. So this assessment of the training is always important. So future trends that will affect training. The use of new technology for leveraging delivery of increase. Demand for taking for virtual, vital and agreemental ones compares basic properties and all other concepts. Since the world is becoming, since even the organizations are becoming, industry are becoming techno savvy, it is very important that future trainings are based mostly on a practical way with the every time with the concept, because you will find many of the organizations now they are working with the ERP concept, SAP, then Oracle one is also coming up. So they are becoming techno savvy. So you need to provide, an organization needs to keep on the HRs always updated with the technology. So future is going to get affected if you are not giving your employees or your HR run with the parallel with the technology. So since the world is techno savvy, human resources need to become techno savvy too. What are the what are the training outcomes? What will you will find is more important when you give a training? You'll find that information such as facts, techniques, and procedures that trainees can recall after the training. Your training's outcomes would be like that. It's not like so hard and fast which they are not able to understand. It should be simple, easy, and understandable to them. A skill that trainees can demonstrate in test or on the job. After the training session, what happens? Sometimes feedback is taken. Sometimes practical sessions are done. Workshops are done. So your training should be like that. That those who are or who were under the training process, they can easily demonstrate to you. Trainee and supervisor satisfaction with the training program. Both parties have to be satisfied with the training program. Change in attitude related to the content of the training. Improvements in individual, groups, or company performance is very important. So now, if we see the evaluation process, when it comes to the needs of training analysis, okay, you can see there are four: training needs analysis, designing is done, implement actions when actually trainings are given is an implement way, evaluation after the work training you see those changes of all the attributes in your employees work scenario. Is this clear to all? Am I hope I was not so fast and you got the point. Can I go to the next slide? So evaluation is done on the basis of four concepts: what, why, when, and how. Because when the evaluations are done, you will find the reactions of the employees or those who are under the training. You will find out what did they learn with the training. Behavior will be transfer of training. When you make them to go under the other training concept, you'll find the behavioral attributes in them. So you can evaluate from there also. Then results or return on investment means the outcome result one. Till here, anything which is like you didn't understood? I hope I was clear to you all till here. Any queries, Bina, Pooja, Ramya, Supriya? Please revert back. Okay then. Let's go to next slide. These are the simple training plans. You can see in the pictures, in the slides. Simple training plan, whether you are going to perform your training inside the company or outside, you perform simple templates. It varies according to the organization, according to the sectors, according to the industry. Okay. And then sample new employee training schedules. You make a schedules in this way. so that their work scenario is not hampered. Then comes the training outsourcing. When training is outsourced, what are the different factors that plays the role? Your cost is cutting, enables focus on core business, then solves the capacity issues, then services quality, enhances the service quality, critical to business reach. This percentage is according to the industry, according to the organization, which can fluctuate. Okay, so it's not the rigid percentage, it can be fluctuating. Then access to intellectual capital, manages business enforcement, drives the broader transformation change. So benefits of outsourcing is very good, like time saving, cost saving, excellent support from the experts, best technical staff. You'll find out they when they are giving the training, they even what they do is those experts helps you to select the actual human resource for yourself. If someone is like just needed to be rubbed for the sign, they do that. Focus on core business activity and benefits from our rich experiences. So here the session ends. So in the summary, if you'll see is in the conclusion, what did you understood from the session today is like training is the process of increasing knowledge and skill for a specific job to be done. It differs from but is related with education and development. Even it provides advantage of higher productivity, better quality, lesser learning period, cost reduction, less supervision, less accidents, high morale, personal growth, and organizational climate, along with the higher retention, lower turnover of the employees. Training is beneficial to employees in the form of self confidence, higher earnings, safety, adaptability, promotion, and new skill. Identification of training needs requires analysis of organization, objectives, resource, environment, task, and manpower. Responsibility assignment, selection, and motivation of trainees prepares trainers developing the package, presentations, performance tryout, and follow up are the main step in training program. On the job, vestibility, apprenticeship, classroom, and internships are the main methods of training workers. Evaluation of training is necessary and it can be made on the basis of reactions, research, behaviors, and performance. Feedback on training effectiveness should be provided to the employees. Outsourcing training process can reduce training cost and improves the training effectiveness. So what here I'd like to tell is it's not that every time the training is outsourced. It depends in the organization's criteria according to the business, according to the sector. Outsourcing decision is being done with the higher management, by the higher management looking to every pros and cons of their business and their industry. Any queries? Any queries? Okay, Bina, you have a query that how does outsourcing trainers lead to cost control, ma'am? What happens is over here, what you need to understand, Bina, outsourcing is mostly done on the basis of understanding the concept of trainees like BPOs, WPOs, then after call centers and all these, right? They do it mostly outsourcing. How the cost is minimized, it's like you an HR filters 50 employees, new freshers, and from those 50, you might not find 10 to provide the training with the outsourced people. So what happens 20 you give the training inside your company, and along with those 10 with internal ones you select them, you filter from them the best one which whom you think that if they are groomed, if they are much more provided training, they might in 1 or 2 months turned out to be more productive and can be shifted to higher level of the work promotion. So according to that, the outsourcing training of outsourcing is done. It's not for all the 50. From that 50 also, after 1 or 2 months of working, you filter from them and you outsource, provide them training with the outsourced people, with the expert supervision. Am I clear to you, Bina, now? Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for attending the session, having so much of patience, and I hope I was able to make you understand the concept of training and development in a practical perspective. I hope I was quite um, simple with my terminologies. And please, guys, if possible, dig out yourself also what can be done if in a future you see yourself instead of employee you see yourself as an employer. Dig it out, you will find new concepts also. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for today. See you again. You have a great weekend, Bina. In fact, everyone have a great weekend. Welcome, Himani. Have a great Friday, great weekend.